On the halftime show is the man. He does a lot of things in TV. Tonight he is serving as the color commentator. I'm talking about Jacob Lenderman. He's putting on a different hat, going from color commentator to halftime guest. When you're Jacob Lenderman, you can do that kind of thing.
That's what people have told me. I just try to stay humble. I love working with NTV. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Love it, man. Well, let's start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, about your family. Let's start there. Tell us a little bit about Jacob Lenderman.
My name is Jacob Lenderman. I'm 17. I'm a senior in high school, looking to graduate with honors. That's the plan as of now. I'm committed to Arkansas State for nothing. Hell yes. My dad is Larry Lenderman. He works for Lando Lakes. My mom, her name's Christy Lenderman. Let's not talk about what she does. She works. She's an educator.
Yes.
That's good, but
it really is.
she works at a school we must not name on a broadcast that's good.
And a wonderful couple who are very proud of their son. You have a sister who was a very well-decorated Lady Raider basketball player last year. Tell us about her.
Yes, Allie Lenderman right now. Allie Lenderman's at work. She works 7 to 7 at the hospital. She's a certified nursing assistant, but Allie Lenderman was quite the shooter, and she actually learned all those moves from yours truly.
I've heard that. When you were calling play-by-play last year and for the Lady Raiders, I heard that you taught her everything she knows. That's very, very kind of you, man. Hey, how long have you – Jacob Lenderman as our guest. Jacob, how long have you been a student at Nettleton?
I've gone here since kindergarten. I've always been a Raider. I always will be a Raider. When I die, I'll be Raider dead.
I like it. Raider born, Raider bred. When you die, you'll be Raider dead. I like it, man. Now, you mentioned your mom, and she teaches at another school in Craighead County, a school that the Raiders will be playing against in Week 9 of this. That's all we'll need to say. Does that cause problems at home that she teaches there and you go to school at Nettleton?
Well, not a whole lot, because she knows the superior school. I remind her pretty often. She loves Nettleton. Right now she's tuned into the broadcast because she's a big Raider at heart. I probably shouldn't say that on the air. I don't want to get her fired. But Valley View, they're stepping up their game as well. She's also watching that broadcast. She's a big Taylor Sedemeyer fan as well. I don't get how she enjoys that jabroni.
Taylor's a good dude for sure, and we're just kidding. We have friends over at Valley View, and we working a little bit hand in hand with them on our NTV crew. So, but we're sure proud of Christy Lenderman and Larry, their son. Jacob is our halftime guest. All right, how did you get involved in Nettleton television?
Well, as a child, I grew up watching the broadcast because I didn't make every game, and I was like, man, that Craig Miller guy, he seems really cool. I was deceived. I'm just messing with you, DMC. I grew up watching the broadcast, and my dad said, maybe one day you're going to call games with that guy. And boy, was he right. I'm here now. My media career started at Central Baptist. I ran camera for them since I was 7 or 8. I was really young. And
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I've always enjoyed cameras, media, broadcast. It's been a sweet spot of my life.
I love it. I see you up on the stage on Sunday mornings running the camera at Central Baptist and getting the podium set up for Brother Archie before he preaches. How did you get that gig? I know you're active at Nettleton Television, but you're also active in the media ministry of Central Baptist. How did you get that gig?
Well, growing up, my parents were in a life group with Brad Crawley, and that really helped me out there because Brad, he's a good hand, and he's always been a supporter of what I do, and I love working with him, and he always loves working with me. I just love Brad Crawley.
Awesome. He is a very good man. It's Jacob Lenderman, our halftime guest. Now, you've done everything that a person can do on the NTV crew. Well, first of all, tell me, what's it like being a part of the NTV crew, traveling around, spreading Raider pride far and wide?
I compare it with winning maybe the Talladega 500 or the Daytona 500. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world, Makes you want to be excellence.
I love it.
And doing stuff like this, it's not only furthering my education, but it's showing me that I can work in media when I grow up. Even if that's not the path I take, it's always going to be somewhere I can fall back on.
Absolutely. And even if you don't, it's a good side hustle for you, man.
Sure is.
No doubt about it. Jacob Lenderman, our guest. Now, let's give a shout out to the crew that's working with us tonight. We got Blake Isbell, who's directing. And let me tell you something, Blake is hustling tonight. We've had some technical difficulties, and the live stream has been hit and miss. Blake he's back there. He's got like 3 or 4 things he's juggling. He's got an iPad. He's got a MacBook. He's got the hotspot. He's like literally got all 3 of them up in the air juggling, doing his best to bring the game to Raider Nation. We got C Money, Chris Schropel running a camera, and Isabella Devereaux running a camera as well. Shout out to all of those young people bringing the game. You've done everything. What's your favorite thing to do on the NTV crew?
Well, if I'm not up here in the booth doing color commentary, I like being on that field. It reminds me of back in my prime time when I used to play football, and then I got scouted out by the NTV crew, and it was a deal I could not pass down. Free Sonic every Friday. Are you kidding me? That's a deal. And
you get to hang out with the TMC.
I sure do, and that just sweetens the pot.
That's the best deal right there. Well, Jacob Lenderman played football. You played football your sophomore year. In fact, strangely enough, here in the press box, we have got an old Nettleton roster that they've still got taped up on the wall. I taped that thing up 2 years ago, and it has a linebacker named Jacob Lenderman, sophomore linebacker. So you moved from the field to the broadcasting booth, and, man, I know Coach Hampton probably is upset with me, but I'm thankful you made that move. You've been a very good hand in the NTV.
I try my best. NTV is always going to have a spot in my heart.
No doubt about it. That's Jacob Lenderman, one of the greatest NTV students of all time, and a member of the NTV crew. Now, you've got a lot of experience in video production. Is that what you plan on doing going forward? What's your future plans after graduation?
Well, actually, media might just be a side hustle because I'm looking at agriculture business, emphasizing and marketing finance. I think that'd be a good path. Agriculture is really big in the South, and I plan on not moving from Jonesboro, Arkansas. So if you ever need a colored commentator to come back, I'll be chasing a degree, and I'll be here.
I love it, man. I love it. Let me correct you one thing, though. You need to learn how to pronounce that. It's not agriculture business. It's agriculture business.
I'll write that down in a book somewhere.
Business. That's right. I don't want people to. I don't want you to embarrass yourself. I'm a Nettleton graduate, and I'm majoring in agricultural business, and then people be like, "Who is this rube?" It's business. So yeah. So say it right.
Yes,
but
sir.
Hey, the skills that you've learned in NTV, even if you're going into ag business, skills you've learned in NTV could be a side hustle for you. I mean, you're learning things in class and NTV that you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life, even if broadcasting is not your career.
That's true. In NTV, we learn a lot of things: cameras, broadcasting, and then the most important, going for the laugh, even if it is bringing the abstract into the literal. And that's something I like to do.
And you do it better than almost anybody I've ever known, for sure. Hey, I've had some great students, and there's been some great young men who've worked in NTV. We had one on the show last week, Blake Isbell, outstanding young man and an outstanding NTV student. But this guy's top shelf. He's one of the best to ever do it, Jacob Lenderman. Jacob, thank you for helping me, and thank you for being a part of the NTV crew.
Sir.
And now what I want you to do, we're going to take a 1-minute break. I want you to take that hat off and put your color commentator hat back on. Deal?
I'll get it started.
All right. That's Jacob Lenderman. He's been our halftime guest on the Cavenaugh Auto Group.